And there we are.
And there we are. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Amazing Skilled Modelers Across the Pond Hangout. I am your host, Scratch and Jack. And Amazing Skilled Modelers is a Google Plus and Facebook community of skilled modelers reaching across all skilled modeling genres and mediums, and to encourage friendships from around the world. And today we hope you'll find it to be an important source of information about the hobby, hear about something new, and see firsthand the scaled modeling experience. And joining me today are the usual suspects to help me kill time and doing these things. And if you want to join us, the live chat is open. Of course, if you're watching this live, you obviously know the live chat is open. So bring your questions, comments, all are welcome today. And don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and suggest. And as you well know, I kind of changed the programming a little bit. The Across the Pond is more of a social thing going on. And of course, on the Sunday Hangout, we talk about more specific subjects. And I have a subject in mind for tomorrow. So if you want to tune in and talk about sharp objects like knives and hobby knives, to be sure, the X-Acto knives and any kind of shaping tool, things that cut wood and plastic and the like. And that's kind of... That's like tagging off of what Jim was showing us, all his power tools that we were just like sort of foaming at the mouth. And so we're just going to get more deeper into specifics about cutting tools and what specific cuts. I see a shadow behind me.
I think it was Matt trying to check in.
Yes, it's closing the door. I don't know. That kind of scared me. That was kind of creepy. Anyway,
no. There's a ghost behind you.
It's in the house. The call's coming from the house.
Get out!
It's the ghost of model builders of past. Anyhow, that's what we're going to be talking about tomorrow. Join us if you've got some expertise, which I have none of, and we'll talk about it. And we'll go from there and see what happens. And also this is all to sort of facilitate the community builds that we currently have this year, which started the last month in January. So you have all year to do these builds. The nautical build, which we will be sharing shortly, somebody, we won't name names because Dave has already done something. And nautical build, Navy build, something like that. Then a wooden build, a wooden model kit. I mean, we went through some last week on Sunday about the costs, and we're so not familiar with the kits and that sort of thing. And also, what is it? Real space to appease you sci-fi guys. That's you, Lou. So you don't have to build a car. How's that?
Of course, I have a smart-ass question. Does the Tesla now refer to as real space?
Yeah, something that's true.
So, car and a real space at one time. There's a two categories at one time.
Well, that's true. So the car builders can do real space now. They can actually do that. Isn't that wonderful, Lou?
Yes.
So we're going to start with you, in fact.
Oh, good. Do I see a new person? Do I see Bernie? Welcome, Bernie.
We're going to say
Bernie.
Bernie's microphone is turned off. Yeah.
If you don't scare him off, they'll be last.
He has a reason to be here, so we shall reveal that later.
Well, we likely know that everybody has a reason to be here.
Oh, right.
I don't mean on the planet, Lou. I mean on the Hangout.
Anyhow, so what's going on there, Lou? Barnum and Bailey, and what kind of circus you're sitting on there?
Finished. Got my Maria finished.
Oh, yeah. She's the sexiest woman I know. That's what sex robots are going to look like in the future.
That's what. If all sex robots looked like this, there'd be less sex robots.
That's from Metropolis, right?
Yes.
Oh, I love that film. Even though it's silent.
It's one of the few silent movies I'll put up with.
Yes.
And to tell you the truth, I prefer the Marauder version.
Yes.
Ooh.
Okay.
I mean, I appreciate the full long version now, but I really got hooked on it from the Giorgio Moroder's scored and colorized version.
I've seen that once.
That was my introduction to it, should I say. I do have an appreciation for the actual film now, but
That was done by Fritz Lang, wasn't it?
what's that?
The Tropics was done by Fritz Lang, wasn't it?
Fritz Lang, yes. I think in the 20s.
26.
Yeah, the 20s.
Coming up on its 100-year anniversary pretty soon.
Yeah.
And the other thing this week is big honking K2SO head, which is a beast.
Bloody hell.
That's a beast.
I think I might just go back to the ship.
Every time I see that, I keep hearing Alan Tudyk's voice in my head.
Yeah, I'm gonna put some audio clips in there because that's the best part of it.
I think I might just go back to the ship.
But that's been my week.
Oh,
Quick
you retired people work so hard at your scale modeling.
That took all week, I'll tell you.
And it took all week to do nothing. You see, you do have time.
Actually,
if you're doing nothing during the week, you have time.
I did a bunch of other stuff. I've got the weirdest, for some reason, I know why I have it, but in the other room, I have a half-scale photon torpedo.
Oh, whoa.
What?
That somebody built it. I'm repairing it or renovating it for the museum, the science fiction museum. But I had to go pick that up this week and bring it over here to the house because where they were storing it, there was no longer any room. And since everyone knows I have room now, they want me to store their crap. So I
hear another addition to the house.
4.5 foot photon torpedo that I need to do some body work on.
There wasn't any body in it, no?
No, it wasn't anybody in it, but there's some electronics in it that I have no idea how to resurrect. So,
Oh, bloody hell.
Well, that's one way to bury yourself in your work.
It might end up being my urn for when when I go.
That's what I'm saying. It's one way to bury yourself in your work. It sounds like you have another room addition to do on the house, huh?
There'll be enough of that noise.
You're gonna end up like the Winchester house. Is it the Winchester house that we're talking? It's been a movie put out. My other half saw
movie.
The bomb.
Yeah. The woman that kept adding on to her house because the ghosts had told her to, and if she didn't do it, she'd be killed by them or something.
You sure they weren't just greedy contractors?
Apparently she had a hammer sounding for 23 years straight. There was somebody hammering for 23 years straight. That sounds like me.
That's your average home. That's your average home renovation, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty much. Well, yeah, 24/7, 23 years. That's a lot of noise.
We were talking about.
My favorite home renovation movie is The Money Pit.
Winchester is the house in California. It was the heiress to the rifle guy who made
Winchester family.
Winchester. And she thought that the house was haunted by all those who were killed by the rifle, and so she made a point to keep adding rooms. And there's like stairways to nowhere, windows that open to nothing, nowhere, and stuff like this to confuse the ghosts. And if she didn't do that, the ghost said they were going to kill her. So
yeah,
she was a bit, it's like really funny because mental illness seems to be a lot more fun when you got a lot of money. Because I'm mentally ill and I have no money, I'm just going crazy.
See,
anyway,
when you have a lot of money, Jack, you're eccentric.
Oh, eccentric. Oh, that's right.
When you have no money, you're mentally ill.
Yeah, that's true.
When you have no money, you're mentally ill. When you have lots of money, you're eccentric.
Oh, we should make fun of being mentally ill, but seriously, we're all mentally ill on a certain level.
We're all on the
So
scale.
I didn't get any sleep. I watched Celebrity Big Brother last night, and it happened to be a 2-hour episode. It was a good thing I was able to get through this. Yeah.
That's insanity straight away, yes.
Anyway, moving on. We're going to talk to the disembodied modeler. How you doing, Wayne?
Hello. Nice seeing you all again. I've been busy working. So
Hey, Wayne.
Hi, Keith. So I've been away from the bench for a bit of a long while, but I'll go and do something different, something completely different.
Ooh.
There's no treads on it.
Yeah, it's got wings, jets.
Wow.
Nice.
Still got German markings, though.
Oh, it's a Mini 262.
Ooh.
It's also full interior.
Swallow.
Oh, nice. As an Aussie would say, nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice, mate.
Nice, mate.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice, mate. Yeah.
So hopefully I should have
Get it right, boys. You don't know how to say it properly.
Probably.
You know, we Americans can't do anything right, so sorry.
So, yeah, that's what I'm working on. But I've also got some contracts, threads, working on the American
Ooh,
M1.
no nice one.
Ooh. Ooh.
This is a bit of one of those tanks that did get built, but it's a bit of a failure because it's too big and too heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But
Weren't you going to be? Were you the one that was saying you're going to make an RC of one of your tanks?
no. No. No.
Why not?
Never mind.
Who said that? I don't know who said that.
No.
It was a tank that he has that he can make into an RC if he wanted to.
Yeah. And I've got another side project as well. I'm going to start doing that figurine.
Ooh.
Uh-huh.
Interesting.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a complete resin kit. But hopefully, my new camera should pick up the detail a bit.
I was going to say your picture's looking a bit better.
Yeah, I got a new camera, so that should help out a bit more. But that's nice for a bit of a resin kit. I've also got the display base as well for them. See? Yeah.
Yes, George, that sounds like something Jay would do.
Yeah.
George is with us on the live chat. So everybody say hi to George.
Hi, George.
Hi, George.
Hi.
Hello, George.
Boy, they
Nice to
sound.
hear from you, my friend.
Hi, George.
Hi, George.
You see?
I will hug him and squeeze him and call him George.
We're all just showing our age, Lou. That's what it is.
George is my friend.
Really
Why is
cool.
everyone a bit mad today? No,
We're
not
all
not
slightly-
today.
Sorry,
It's
sorry,
not today,
Leon,
it's always, yes, it's
a bit.
It's just,
I know.
Sorry,
just quickly
man.
saying this suspension on this took me over an hour to do one side of the suspension because every little piece needed cleaning off.
Good grief.
Yeah.
Oh, bloody hell.
Oh,
So every little piece on
As
every little
Jack,
piece on,
as Jack wipes the sleep come out of his eyes.
Keep switching back and forth, Jack. It might be worth presenting ranges.
That almost looked like a boat hull with tank bits added to it.
it does. It's standard. It's the standard shape of the hull.
Is that one of those amphibious tanks?
No, it's not amphibious. This went in water, it'll sink like a stone.
Yeah.
It's over 70 tons.
It's just a cast hull that just
Yeah, it's a cast hull, but even the it's a Dragon Black Label kit, so even the cast. I don't know if you can see the casting on this. I don't know why I'm getting a lot of buffering this side for some reason today.
It's okay now.
I don't know if you can see the casting texture on the hull.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's nicely detailed.
That was good,
the
wasn't it?
Dragon. That's the Dragon Black. It's a Dragon Black label, so it's a simplified down tank instead of the standard Dragon kits where they just stick bits from old previous releases in the same kit. But it's just
Is it
like I'm
expensive
trying
kit?
to. It's I got this is one I got at Telford, not last year, the year before. I think it was about £40 altogether. I got the Black Label Patriot missile launcher. That retails about £85. I got that for £40 as well. So, well, at the minute I'm just trying to get my stash down to manageable levels, so when I go to Tank Fest, I can get some more models.
I wonder what a
Never
manageable level of stash is.
Yeah.
When you have to move, that's when you get to the limit. When you have to move.
You have no concept of that, Randall.
It's cool.
I
Me,
do.
that.
I have got some stuff on order. I have got the Tammy 148 Gloucester Meteor jet fighter
Are
on
you getting
order.
into aircraft, Wayne?
I know, just certain aircrafts, like some of the
It's a contemporary of your 262, so
yeah.
Oh.
I've also got the 148 V1 flying bomb, well, and somebody's done an aftermarket kit for it for the ramp, 148 ramp. So I may get that if I can get it in time, but it's a 148 scale ramp and it's massive, so I don't know where to put it. Don't give me any ideas.
one of the earliest jobs the Meteor had was shooting down the V1, so they were one of the few things fast enough to catch them.
Yeah, but they just find they can catch every anti-aircraft gun they could find basically, and just use it as shooting.
Fill the air with enough material that the V1 couldn't fly through it.
Yeah, I was say it's been that month where I've been busy at work, so I've just been doing bits and pieces when I can. It's getting towards March time, and we're getting all the sites ready for the season. So we had a health and safety course, and the day after, my boss tried to break my neck, put me on the roof.
Lucky you were on the course.
No, this is after the course.
No, that's why I was lucky you did the course.
Yeah. And then we had the first aid course, and we got half term. We got the release of Black Panther, the 50 Shades of Grey film. I had to sit through that 50 Shades of Grey film because I had to clean the cinema at the same time.
Dear Lord.
It was on both screens, so I got no escape. So I was forced to.
You wouldn't recommend it then?
No, because not really. No. Black Panther, I will watch that easy because it's a Marvel film, so it's supposed to be really good.
Two different audiences, I would imagine.
Yeah. Oh, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised.
Then the wife in
the wife like came out.
It's not funny. I had to clean up after the first night showing of 50 Shades.
What did you have to clean up?
There's too much information there.
Protective suit, one of those
This conversation is not going anywhere healthy.
It's going decidedly into the blue area.
Yeah. I think I'll stop there because after the last gay film, I'm not saying what we found in there.
They got some text too.
No.
Can we just
Oh my God.
forget this all happened?
No, I think.
Can we just forget what we heard from Wayne? I mean, let's just fine white.
There's a lot of beer cans in there for some reason.
So is that it, Wayne? We're going to leave you on that note.
Yeah, I think I'm going to hear a bit about it more.
Just be sure to wear rubber gloves the next time.
I had one of those biohazard suits on.
Open up and say, oh.
Oh dear, oh dear.
I have to go to work now.
You should always protect yourself with that stuff. Okay. Anyway, well, thanks for stopping by there, Wayne. I know you need to skedaddle along. I think you need to go to work and clean up again.
I got stock down. That's what I've got to do today.
I hope that movie run runs itself so that you can get to something real like the Black Panther, like real life, the Black Panther.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
All
I'll
right,
see you
very
all
good.
later. If I don't, I'm probably dead.
Hi, Wayne.
We usually save virgins for last, fellas. So we got to. Speaking of which, we got to move over with that. What an introduction, Bernie. How you doing?
I feel quite good, especially after we talked about that last film. I mean,
the reason Bernie's here is probably my fault.
yeah, I'll blame Liam.
Yep.
Fully.
Good blame Liam. Yeah.
Yeah, let's all blame Liam. Let's all blame Liam.
in fact, what I'll do is just I'll pass across to Liam and let him.
I'll do a quick introduction.
I
was chatting to Bernie about 2 weeks ago, and the subject of graphics boards and electronics came up, and then I was speaking to Neil Wooding of Wild House Models, and between the three of us, we had a hangout, and I think the idea was put across of we in the far away land of Europe that don't have access to camera controls and whoever else it may be. Bernie talked about the fact that the boards that they did for Wild House Models are very adaptable. So between he then chatted to Neil chatted to him. They sort of told me what was going on. So I handed over to Bernie now to tell you what the plans are. That maybe of interest to anyone on this side of the pond. And the other side too, if they really want. But there you go.
Yeah, well, if anybody really wants it. Yeah, basically what it is Neil produced this model of a stasis pod and asked me to do the electronics for it, which I did. But it was a very specific piece of kit, worked in that kit and no other. And the case came up, well, what are we going to do for other models? So I came up with a design for a little board that could do as many things as it could for as many models. Doesn't matter whether it's a spacecraft, an aircraft, a vehicle, a ship, anything you like. We can program this board because it's based on a microprocessor to do pretty much what you want. And we're thinking now of actually marketing it, putting it out there, is to see if there's any people who would be interested in it. It's a little small form board, just that big, and that can control about 8 or 9 different outputs, and you can control it by switch inputs or magnetic switches, even Bluetooth if you want to. And so yeah, that's basically it. We're actually introducing this, and I'm in the process now of, after having about 6 months relaxing, thinking I could get back into real modeling, Neil ringing up saying, By the way, have you got time to program an aircraft, a tank, a boat, a spacecraft? And when we're talking about spacecraft, there's the TIE Fighter, there's the X-Wing, there's the 1701. And I'm sort of thinking, you know, this semi-retirement's not working out quite as I thought.
Sing it, brother.
So basically, that's what it's come down to. And he's now commissioned me to make another one, which is a bit more powerful. It's got sound and everything on it as well. So that's going to be a case of watch this space.
Yeah.
Which I might be booking a space in that photon torpedo, by the way things are going. But yeah, very briefly, that's pretty much what I've been up to the last week or so, and probably for the next month or so as well.
It basically was a case of, I was chatting to you about, I have an X-Wing to do, and you sort of suggested, well, this board is a lot more versatile than just doing the stasis pod, and the other thing was the Zydemus, or whatever it was called, the engines on that, which is one of Neil's kits, and the final one was the speeder bike, which had a set of lights as well. So, but I didn't realize that that's the how versatile it would be. So, fingers crossed. I'll be interested.
Yeah, it's a shame Jamie's not here.
Well, Jamie is aware. Jamie is aware of it, and funny enough, Bernie had a TOS 1350 that he was trying to sell, and I won't say who bought it. but we
name recently.
Yeah.
Mm.
So,
well, you know, I was hoping, Bernie, that starting to hear what you had to say. I've been looking for a retiree who is a role model, and I'm sorry you didn't make the cut. So if you're coming out of semi-retirement, I'm really sorry you can't. I'm determined to retire in a few years and determined to have time. So you're proving that.
Yeah, best of
everybody's
luck with
right
that.
and I'm wrong, and I don't like that.
retirement is fantastic, but life gets in the way.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Retirement's fantastic. I'd like to try it one day.
I used to laugh at guys that since they've been retired, they're wondering how the hell did they find time for work? Like, yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm actually getting into trouble at work now because I'm sort of doing retirement work whilst I'm still being paid.
Yeah, they don't like that so much. I've found that they don't like that so much.
Yeah, it's funny. I don't know what the problem is. I really don't. You know.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm not doing anything productive.
Well, there's a guy on the Facebook channel. Can't remember his name. He made this big announcement that he's leaving the hobby, and it's I got to the point where maybe I shouldn't comment, because my comment will be, would you retire already? He had good reason. He I don't know what business he's in, but he says his business picked up. And he has 2 daughters he wants to participate in raising, because they're at that point where, I guess they're more fun. It's sort of funny. Fathers don't deal with infants, but they deal with maybe, teenagers, I guess. I don't know. But he was saying basically what you're saying there, Liam, that life has gotten in the way.
Yep.
And I thought to myself, he's saying that he's going to put down the hobby for about 20 years. I think that by that point, he'd probably be in a rubber room. What do you think?
Well, I can only base it on my own experience with my daughter particularly, but my son as well. It is a lot more complicated when they grow up than it is when they're babies and small children. No question.
Yeah, and the problem there is that they leave home when you think that that's the end of it. Then they come back with grandchildren, and it starts all over again.
You just can't stake them out in the yard after a certain age.
That's the beauty of when they grow up. That's the only. And my 2 have not shown any interest in anything like that so far. So
actually, it's not quite.
You could.
And you can always you can spoil them rotten, and then you can hand them back and let them their parents deal with the sugar rush.
Yeah.
Bernie, the the other night when we were chatting, you had that breadboard. I don't suppose it's still sitting connected.
It is, but it's running at 1/8 speed at the moment because I was developing some differences.
But still, well, maybe still. I mean, you couldn't give us a look if it's no, but just to show how many LEDs are actually going at the same time.
Okay, hold on 1 second. I'll just make you all seasick. Right.
That'll never fit in a model.
Oh, I don't know. Amazing what you can do with a crowbar. Right. That's I just switched it.
All of that to make one blinking white bulb.
Oh, you're evil Dalmaso.
I pressed it again, and these are actually, I don't know if you can actually see because this is running at 1/8 speed, but they are sort of coming up and down into intensity. These things.
Oh yeah.
Press it again, and we'll change what we do. They're just sort of blue flickering. There's occasionally bit in there.
That would be an engine effect, presumably.
Engine effect. What you can't see because of the speed is that these would be navigation lights. They flash at 1 a second, but at the moment they're flashing once every 8 seconds, which is pretty useless in real life, but for development, it's fine.
Yeah, I see it down there, yeah.
These here are representing like a beam weapon, so that come on, and they're ramping up to an effect, and then they'll just give a burst. But you know, in this universe where everything's slowed down, you could probably get away from that. Come on, do something.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then we can go into a slightly different, funky light display, which actually, when speeded up, looks quite good, believe it or not. In the meantime, of course, all the other lights are flashing.
So
we come down.
It looks complicated on a breadboard, but it's not. You obviously have all the feeds off the.
Oh yeah, all that's coming off of there. It'll be just more discrete wiring than that, and all that is actually being controlled by just those two switches there, just two push button switches. So it's.
Do I see a wisp of smoke somewhere in there?
Yeah, that's just my panic.
It's an effect. It's an
effect. Yeah. It does
not a bug.
Yeah, but these two here are interior lights, and they're at different intensities, and they switch on and off. And a quick preview. That's a flash of what I'm developing at the moment. But yeah, you're not getting to see any more than that. But yeah, that's just a sort of a brief overview of one function. I've got it set up. I've got one or two others that I've got set up and programmed. So
oh my God.
I know it's early days, but does Neil have a plan? Time wise, no.
Well, what we're doing is I'm doing a one for a car to start with, which is going to be relatively simple. I just want Neil to tell me how he wants things switched, because we're gonna do the usual things like headlights, main beam lights, indicators, brakes, fog lamps, daytime running lamps, interior lights, flashing lights for emergency vehicles and stuff like that. Let me put this back up. Those lights.
Out of curiosity, for the Knight Rider builders, can the sweeping sensor be added to all that?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I've got a bit of a program that I've already written that will actually do the sweeping side to side bit. But the more effects you get, the more channels you need. This one's got up to, I think it's 8 or 9 different channels. So that's basically 8 or 9 different effects can be all performed at the same time. But this new one that I'm doing will have, I think it's in the region of 24 different outputs. Oh, and the advantage of that board, by the way, over the one that the guy came up with the other day, was that the one he had could only be driven at the output that the processor could put out. This is only like a few milliamps per channel. This one I can drive up to, I think, around about 25 LEDs per channel.
Oh wow!
So about 500 milliamps worth of LEDs on one channel, on each channel.
You could have the Christmas tree from hell.
Oh God,
Or
yeah.
Jack's Falcon.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm working on at the moment. What we've got at the moment, and what's coming ahead. The one that's coming ahead will also have a SD card carrier, so that you can record some sounds and then pick one of them out. And well, anything else that's wanted really. Oh, it'll control relays, and you can use it actually to automate your home. I just thought I'd throw that in there as well.
Alexa, start the Millennium Falcon engine.
Did you hear about that guy?
So,
and it ended up with TV ordering a load of cat food.
Open the pod doors.
Yeah, his TV actually triggered his Alexa to order some cat food. it was an advert for the Google, from Google, and
don't think they don't know that that'll happen.
they said no, we put something into the advert that stops that happening. Nope.
No, not if you use the words Alexa, please order.
Yeah, that's right.
No, not you, Alexa. TV, Alexa.
Yeah, not you, Alexa. The other Alexa.
Yeah.
It presumably might be worth it a while in maybe a month's time or something. Maybe if you moved on, they give it an update demo or something.
Yeah, I was. This is it. I'm hoping that in the next few weeks to actually produce. I'll get some wired up, some that'll do for a car. I've got a list of about 9 different lights the average airliner uses. I'm hoping to control each one. That's runway taxi lights, navigation lights, strobes, the whole gamut. And then moving on to perhaps the X-Fighter next after that. TIE Fighter, which doesn't have a lot, I don't think.
Just a cockpit,
yeah.
When you get ready to offer these for sale, will they be complete kits or just the boards?
Well, we're just doing just the boards for the moment because people want to use them for different scales and one of those things. And it's sometimes easier to build the LEDs into a model before you wire it up anyway. So,
yes.
I mean, if anybody wanted us to, I'm no doubt that we could put a kit including the LEDs and wiring. I did do one some time ago for a Dartmouth enterprise, but the problem was because I don't do mass production, I can't keep up with the likes of Ralph or anybody like that,
right?
For quantities and amounts. But as Liam said, over this side of the pond, we have problems with import duties and everything, and some of Ralph's stuff, whilst it's bloody good stuff, is out of our price range.
Yeah, when I'm getting a board like that, I prefer to get the bulbs that are recommended to go with that.
Yeah.
So that I don't end up, getting the wrong size or the wrong,
Yeah, well,
they don't have to be all put together, but if you could put all the soup in one bag, then I can figure out the wiring and stuff like that. But I prefer to use the bulbs that you guys specify.
Oh well, I can specify the size of bulb, and what I do is, because obviously each LED depends on what voltage you're using to drive it.
Yeah.
I give a chart that tells you what resistors you use with them, because this board uses the voltage that you feed into the board is reduced to run the board, but is then let out through the other. How can I put this? The actual voltage that's supplied to the LED is the voltage that's coming from the power supply. It's not, It's not been reduced. So if you supply 12 volt to the board, 12 volts is what you're going to get at the LED.
Okay, so you still need to put individual resistors on the LEDs then.
Oh yeah, you do match to match the current the voltage that you are supplying with. So
the board doesn't do the resisting.
No.
Okay.
Because if you did that, you'd have so many resistors on there because, how many LEDs are you going to drive?
Right.
So that basically, if you put one resistor with each LED, then that will run off the board no matter where you plug it in.
Right.
Because this thing, you can feed it with anything from 6 to 15 volts, depending on what you've got available, what you want to drive your LEDs with. The board itself has got a regulator on it that regulates down to control itself. And I've got 3 connections on there that will take inputs from switches.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all down at the low voltage end as well. And they're usually just push to make switches.
Right.
Or you can use magnetic switches for whatever you want to do. But if you want to use a magnetic switch, you use the, I do 2 versions effectively, one that runs off of 3.3, one that runs off 5 volts. The magnetic switch runs off 3.3, but you know, it's that's sort of negotiated at the very beginning if anybody wants anything. The way we're sort of talking about doing this is we supply a board programmed with what you want on it, but if you want something different, we're quite happy to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we're right at the beginning of this process because originally we produced these boards to go with Neil's models, but it's then since then that we found out, well, it seems to be people asking for a board to do things that this will do, so we can offer this board.
Well, great news.
Great news for those because I know your import duties are insanely insane. I don't know.
Well, it's just, I mean, beyond the fun, the money of it, it's just good to know that you can get something, and order it and have it in less than a month.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, that's not a problem. We, if anybody wants something that we don't have in stock, shall we say, we'll say that they've got a particular requirement for, I don't know, for instance, Neil's warship spacecraft.
Or if you're like Jamie and you have to replace something
every month.
I'm not going into that.
I know. I'm just evil.
Liam, you're laughing.
All of a sudden, there was some activity just picked up on the live chat. I just happened to say, so many Brits, so many accents. Excuse
me. Less of the Brit. I ain't a Brit.
I got to turn on the subtitle here.
Yes. Seriously. Well, no, that's good. That's perfectly fine. But Dirk had joined us on the live chat, and so did Ken Skiffington. Talk about a whole different bunch of accents. A Jerseyite, and he says it's like the modeling UN. It's like the gathering of the modeling UN today, and I says all we need is a few Russians, and then George says I'm part Russian. It's like wow.
And Dirk's been added to my hit list.
I guess you have to be American.
Looking at the time, I'll soon be rushing out of here.
Yeah. Well, check yourself.
Another one with Randall's humor,
Yeah.
I'll get the coat.
At least I'll bring it around somewhere.
Just be sure that
the wrong way.
Yeah, you might be rushing out of there, but please don't check out Mr. Bernie. Be back soon, okay?
Yeah, I will.
Wherever you may roam.
Well, I might not have any choice when I get kicked too, but I'll say cheers for now then, and I'll report back in about a month to see if I got any decent progress that you might be interested in.
Hopefully, I'll chat to you before that, Bernie.
I'll speak to you in the meantime.
Looking forward to it. All right.
Cheers for now.
And if you get cold, throw on an Afghan.
No.
Bye. God, I'm glad he's gone.
Yeah, these new people that come on and they just yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he for a new person, he spoke a lot more than most new people. Sort of like Phil, he didn't. He was, Phil was more like trying to drive the hordes of the Attila the Hun out of him. It was hard to do. But anyway,
You have a horde in you, Phil.
Bernie has been here before, but it's about
For the
3 years ago. About 3 years ago. So,
It doesn't count. We don't have any long-term memory.
Moving. I am so not in order. I'm not going to go from the Google left to right, and it's totally like threw everything off. And
You rebel. You rebel, you.
Well, yeah. Well, Heath expected to be. Heath is 14 hours ahead of me, so he's in the middle of the night, and it's unusual to see him on a hang. Until we get to daylight savings time, which, hey, it's in less than a month. I can't wait. And I made a comment on the Facebook. Is what do I hear? But the cracking of dawn is happening when I am on my way to work, which is actually quite nice. Because with my long hours at work, I only see daylight through a window, and that's not actually very fun. No. So anyway, moving forward, I'm going to jump over there to Bob because he's vacationing in a sultry San Antonio, Texas, and he's wearing shorts, and San Antonians are saying, it's cold outside.
Right.
They don't know what cold is, do they?
No, it was like 60 degrees yesterday, and they were complaining it was cold.
Jeez.
We're not coming from Bob's basement today.
They should have moved to Mexico.
The Luxury Inn and Suites in San Antonio, Texas.
Very nice.
SeaWorld.
Yeah, what are you doing there?
I'm here for a vacation and an IPMS show.
Oh, okay.
So
working vacation.
Say hi to everybody I don't like, okay?
Yeah, well.
We'll be there all day, Jack, doing that.
Well, it's what we call over here.
So I don't have anything in person to show you, but I can do an update, I guess, on the Harrier.
Ooh, yes, you did post some pictures. Do tell.
So you got the painting done earlier this week. And used the Vallejo Model Air. I actually used the RLM colors because I had them handy instead of using the U.S. colors, but it worked out pretty well. And then
never again.
It has a different name in the States, doesn't it? It's not called a Harrier in the U.S., but
then I got the decals.
It's called the Harrier.
Yeah, it's called the Harrier, but it's more often referred to by its initials, AV8B and stuff like that.
AV8B.
Oh, really?
That's what I'm thinking.
Version, yeah.
We call it a Harrier jump jet, so that's what I used to hear.
Yep.
Yeah, it's called a Harrier. That was in True Lies when it landed on the Keys, and we called it a Harrier.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so McDonnell Douglas.
Our accents aren't that hard to understand.
And a Harrier ship I never saw.
So basically, almost got it done. I got to paint the canopy and put the other clear parts on and do some weathering on it, and it'll be all ready.
Mm-hmm. It looks good as it is. Looks real good. Nice progress.
Really
Arnold Schwarzenegger in the cockpit there.
Yeah.
You know, I thought about doing that, but
tiny terror hanging off the missile.
Yeah.
But so there's a shot just about ready to go.
Are you entering anything at IPMS, Bob?
Yeah, I brought down 5 models to enter.
They survived. Did you fly or drive?
Oh, I drove.
Oh, it's an easy drive from where he's at. From Missouri to San Antonio. What? That took you, 8 hours?
No, that's 14 hours.
Oh, is it really?
I broke it into 2 days, so.
Oh, okay. You must have took your time then.
Yeah, I took off 10 days. for
Oh, okay.
vacation. So, yeah, I came down here. Left down on Thursday, came in yesterday, got here yesterday, and same thing going back. I'll leave sometime tomorrow and get in on Monday. Yeah, I brought
Okay.
the same stuff you guys have all seen before, the Viper and the Duck, and I did get the day list finished. I'll take pictures of that when I get it out on display.
Good luck, Bob.
Yeah, I don't expect to get anything. This is a only 3 plays per category show.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a winning any.
Never been to one of those things. I need to try one out, but I don't know if I'd travel far for it. I'm still trying to get to Wonderfest.
Done greatly.
I've been talking about it for 3 years, and I'm still talking about it.
You've still got to come to Telford this November.
Yes. Well, so should I, Phil, but I'll not make it either. So.
Well, I don't sleep very well, so I don't sleep very well. And I fly even worse. Yeah. Yeah. So one of these days, I'm going to share an ale with you. I have a feeling. So if you stay alive long enough, you might have that. Let's put it this way: if I stay alive long enough, that'll happen. Because I do. I never thought of going across the pond until I did internet stuff and met some of you guys. You guys are great, and it is something on my bucket list to share a pint with you all. So, I'll have my pint. You can have yours. We won't share one. That's what I mean. We'll have our own. So I don't know what your customs are. I mean,
Don't know where your
anyway. I don't know where your pint has been.
A proper pint is the pathetic thing you normally get in America. So
I don't know. Can you get cooties off a pint?
We just, what do we call it, Lou? We just call it a beer. We don't call it anything specific like a pint.
We don't measure. I think the only measurement we use is keg.
Yeah. Well, I'll share a keg with anyone.
Yeah.
Case keg, and party ball.
A tall boy.
Anyway.
Party balls came after my time, and I'm frankly very.
Bob left. I think we didn't humor him very well. I think, wow, he's got a show to go to. So, thanks for stopping by.
And left.
Yeah, he pieced and left, and I'm glad he stopped by and shared what he shared. And moving on. You know what? I'm going to do something with this introduction. I'm going to do a screen share. Where's the screen share on this thing? Here it is. And this is the Facebook cover.
Mm-hmm.
And this is an introduction to our next suspect. And you know what? I put this up thinking that it was done. Until last night, Jim, who's not with us and celebrating his birthday with his sisters, he told me he's not done. He's got to put the sails on. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. But I don't know. It could be in port without the sails. It could be like floating in port and not out
it's
in the
wash
ocean.
day.
Well, yeah. They haven't hung up the linens yet. Yeah.
It's like Victory as she is today, and dry dock work.
Yeah, I think it looks much better like that, Rattle, without the sails. But then that's
depends on how good a job wheels. And I think
say that, Liam.
Don't tell him that after he's
on. And your sails look good, David, now, because the sails you get with the kit are.
Yeah, they're not very good.
Yeah, those silly plastic vacuum formed horrible. Oh, right.
Yeah. No, it's got me in stitches at the moment. Sorry, bad fun. But I am sailing away with it, so we're all right.
Having a half-off sale.
Start a new thread on the Facebook page.
That looks like a whole off sale.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't like it now.
Oh, you know what? Randall's sitting there in the corner just in nirvana with all these puns. Anyway, explain yourself there, Dave.
The influence is spread far and wide.
I know. David, what music do you play when you're doing that?
You know what? I haven't been playing any.
Oh, I thought you had Rod Stewart. I Am Sailing.
Oh,
It's Come Sail Away. I think it's Kansas, isn't it?
Yeah, Kansas, sail away with me. Yes.
oh man, it's it's. I've just been stitching away for the past couple of hours.
Now, what are you making your sails out of? Serious question here. Serious question.
Yes.
Yeah,
All of a
it's just cotton.
I had this image of Dave with a bonnet on, stitching his sails.
Sitting at the little
I'm getting really good. So if anyone gets a nasty gash, I can stitch you up now.
Or would that be darning?
It does improve with practice, definitely.
Yeah. Well, I've got my tweezers and I'm just there doing it all. It's great. the thing that is great is the material. It's not numbered and it doesn't have any letters with it. So I'm having to guess where the sails go. So I'm measuring the yard arm and then measuring the material and seeing which one fits. And at the moment,
would that be not where the original kit sails might come in handy? At least you get a rough guess of the sizes.
Well, I'll show you because they're completely different.
You lay it on top of it and trace it off, but if they're different.
You know what, Lou? It wasn't Kansas, it was Sticks.
Sticks, that's right. That's right.
George corrected us. It was Sticks.
Thank you, George.
Yeah, we just got the vacuum formed sheets.
Right.
I don't know if the detail will come up.
I remember those with.
Yeah, you get to these ones where they're all rolled up, which isn't very helpful.
Yeah.
Not when you're selling.
I don't know if it matters too much because some of them I will have to roll up like on the bottom of the ship. Like at the bottom yard arm, I'll probably stitch it on at the top and then I'll roll it up and then just tie it off. Maybe just have the center ones open. But I've been thinking. I think I might do a seascape. I'm sorry, Lou. I was gonna just put it on the base, but I think it'd benefit from a nice seascape.
It's going to be another coffee table, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, not quite.
But he's going to have a little fan on the back blowing on it so that the sails are nice and billowy.
Maybe a side table.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just busy with sales at the minute. I'm just trying to work it out because a lot of them look the same.
What are you selling?
Yeah, sir.
What are you selling again? You got a lot of sales. What are you selling again?
Oh dear.
Amateurs.
Not buying, Jack.
No, I'm not buying
it. No, he's not buying it.
I had a mail call today, though.
Oh, nice. Show us.
For my Fall Guy truck that I started about 11 months ago. So I've just got the resin long bed now. And it's really crisp as well. There's no flash on it or anything like that. Looks really nice.
Is it a 3D print originally and then molded, or?
No, this is just resin. It's just a mold.
Wow.
It has a few issues with it, but it's pretty good. I think Kenny May sent me the link for that one. And then I've got some more stunt drivers.
We'll let them out. They'll die in there.
Poke some holes in the box.
It'll stop their growth being shot down there.
Yeah.
Only if they're boxers.
But yeah, I'm just trying to make sense of this.
Yeah, that's
looks like the Millennium Falcon instructions.
Yeah. Well, after this, Jack, I've got all this here. A second lot of rigging to do.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Revell are not the best at plans, though.
No, well, but that's me. That's all I'm doing, really. I'm just stuck on this guy for now. But it looks nice, though. It's spurring me on now that I've seen that.
Really nice.
I just need to figure out which sails go where.
Hopefully, it'll be plain sailing from now on.
Hopefully, yeah.
May the wind be at your back.
Yeah.
And not come out your feet.
You know what? You all of you deserve to walk the plank. Or else there's going to be a mutiny here.
Well, there's a bounty of them, isn't there?
There. Oh my God.
And of course,
Godspeed.
I need to start as well.
Let the man talk, Jack.
At the end of it all, you'll be able to say, "Victory is mine."
But yeah, I've got the Titanic to do as well, which I don't know when I'm starting that.
At least the rigging, that'll be a heck of a lot easier.
Oh, it'll be a piece of cake, won't it? After this, I think in that one you actually have holes so you can thread your rigging through it. So it'll be nice and simple. But yeah, I fancy it. You are sorry, Lou.
Is there any, for lack of a better term, is there any decoration on the sails? Are there any logo or images or numbers?
No, it's used a sewing machine. So
no, I mean, are there supposed to be like, you know, any crests or anything on the sails, or are they plain?
No, they're just plain.
Okay.
This is the Royal Navy, Lou. They didn't go into that sort of thing.
Well, I figured, you know, they might have some sort of thing that he would have to replicate on this cloth.
Oh, I have
Join the Navy.
I have a Union Jack here.
Yeah, put that on the top of your General Lee.
Yeah.
Just confuse the hell out of them.
The fans wouldn't like that. Someone built a General Grant.
It would be the Lord General Lee.
The amount of comments just went on and on and on. You can't do this, you can't do that, and this is horrific and all this sort of thing.
Yeah.
God. I was going to do something like that. I'm glad I didn't now.
Oh, it's actually quite fascinating that the Union Jack is more controversial than the Confederate battle flag.
and you shouldn't call it the Union. It's not called the Union Jack. It's called the Union flag.
Yeah, it's only a Union Jack when it's on this.
In David's case, he can call it the Union Jack.
Put us on the Navy Jack. Yes.
You
notice I didn't correct David. I corrected Jack.
Yeah.
Semantics. Come on. I'm a dumb American. All right.
The Union flag anywhere else, except here where it is the flag.
Flag. Yeah.
Is that correct, Liam?
Yes, flag. It's called a flag.
It's correct that it's the Union Jack when it's at sea?
Yes.
I learned that from Doctor Who.
Yep. No, it's
wow.
It's a classic error, that one. And, oh, David, don't put it on
science
upside
fiction
down.
actually had facts.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, especially Doctor Who.
I didn't know.
David, I know you won't
I really
put it
didn't
on
know. I
upside
thought
down.
it was like the American flag at all times is Old Glory. Okay.
Yeah.
I just thought the Union Jack was just something that was always used. That's just.
But since you're the sub steward now, are you the Union Jack?
Yes, actually, I am the.
Oh dear. Right.
Oh my God! You know what? I put aside a day off next Wednesday. I was actually shocked when I got it, and then right on the heels of that, I get an email from the union. They want me to show up on a meeting. I'm like, I think there's a conspiracy here. Anyway,
calling you Union Jack from now on.
Yeah. That's being steward is actually a lot of fun. Anyway, how's that going there, Dave? Are you done?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm just going to start the Titanic at some point. But thinking about it now, I might just do the pristine one and then the wreck underneath. I don't know.
Ooh.
You shouldn't have said
that would be something interesting. No, that would be something very interesting. That would be actually very interesting.
I've been looking for like second-hand fish tanks because I figured that'd work out pretty nice if I can put the wreck in the bottom, fill it full of clear cast resin.
That's a great punk rock band name. Second-hand fish tanks.
Oh no! Actually, that's actually not a bad idea. That's actually pretty interesting.
Yeah, before and after.
I was trying to find a 1/400 scale submersible, so I could have that, but I can't find anything that's appropriate size. So I might have to just make one out of styrene.
Didn't they make a model of Cameron's submersible?
I think so. Yeah, but there's 172, 148.
The scales off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Time to get a 3D printer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
need one of them. Yeah.
I've got the title for your diorama.
Right.
Just add ice.
Just right. I'm gonna make a note of that one, Lou.
Just add ice. You have the pristine on the top. Just add ice, and you get the wreck at the bottom.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking, how the hell am I going to hide all the wires for the lighting? But I thought if I do myself an iceberg in corner, I could run my wires through that and then down, and then you won't see them.
Well, you know something though, you can probably do, depending on the scale of the Titanic, you might be able to do some imitation of a submersible exploring it.
Mm.
You could hide your wires.
Depending on how big this is going to be. I mean, I don't know what scale do Titanic models come in, and how big are they actually?
Well, the one that I've got now is 1/400. And
how long would that be?
I think it's 24 inches long, I think.
Okay. But couldn't you just?
That's actually a pretty good size.
Yeah.
That's actually a pretty good size.
I'm thinking for a submersible, you could probably sculpt up some little wee thing out of clay and stick an LED out of the front of it for the light.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
That's not 400 scale, Randall. That's
1200 scale.
1200. So it would be what, 3 times that size?
Mm-hmm.
That sounds about right. Okay, what was that there, Dave? Oh, there it is.
The whole of it.
That's a pretty decent. It's a pretty decent size. How much does a kit like that run you?
I can't remember what I paid for this, but I had because obviously I need another one.
Snap the back off it, Randall. Supposed to snap the stern off.
I think it was about £50.
Right.
Let's
put a little hinge in it. So
that's a pretty decent priced kit there, £50.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
I mean, if I do get another one, I'm literally just using half. It's just going to get sliced about there, and then I'll probably discard this back bit because it's way back when it's split. So I'm not going to bother showing that. I'll just have the bow.
Trumpeter do a 1/200 scale version too, David.
Yeah, they're supposed to be releasing one, aren't they?
Yeah, it's been out there. Have been our companies have done the 1/200, but Trumpeter is supposed to be bringing theirs out. Yeah,
I've seen the RC versions. They're big.
And, if you're worried about where to hide the wires, if you run them along the wake, the back,
and
have the wake pointed kind of like towards the corner, then you could hide the wires down the corner of the tank.
That's why I thought about putting an iceberg on there, because I could go through the side of the ship here.
Oh yeah.
Of the iceberg here into the corner, so I can run the wire through the iceberg, and then maybe put some lights in the corner of the tank, and then I could just run my wire straight down, and then I can put some LEDs into the wreck, so all that glows up.
You're talking a hell of a lot of resin to fill it.
Well, I've got five liters of it at the moment, but I use quite a bit on the X-wing. So,
would you really have to worry about using all resin all the way down to the bottom of the tank, as it were? Maybe just have the water line, and then maybe not so much use resin. I'm actually thinking back in the day of Jerry Anderson, where they actually filmed things and through a tank, as it were.
Yeah.
Everything was held in wires on the other side, and they just filmed through the fish tank for it. But
that'd be pretty cool. Yeah,
it would be just like
a real thin tank on the very front of it.
like filters or whatever on the glass. Rather
well, you have to probably, I would say, smoke or clear paint the glass on the inside, and it's darker, and you can have it graduated, coming down. And you don't, like I think what Randall's saying, just have a water line made of resin. I don't think you need to fill the whole tank up with resin.
Well, the problem with that is you're limited to one viewing angle that really sells the illusion.
Yeah. I was really wanting to build Stingray, and I was going to do the same thing with Stingray, but have that mounted in the tank, have all the plants and what have you, and then do a cavity at the front of the tank and have that with the water, and then just have like an air pump for bubbles. Yeah.
I'd be more concerned about the weight than anything else.
Yeah. It weighed.
Resin's going to weigh a ton.
Yeah.
Well, not exactly a ton, like, but you're going to need a truck to move it around it.
Oh, you can buy them sheets of acrylic that has water effects already done on it. So you could have like a shelf and just have it sat on that, I suppose. But anyway.
Jello. You could use Jello.
Jello.
Always room for Jello.
But yeah, that's me done, I think.
I just got contacted by Danny Monahan, so that's really across the pond. A British guy in Utah. Anyway, let's see who we got next there. We got Phil. How you doing, Phil?
Hello. I'm okay. Sort of ish. I haven't done a great deal, unfortunately. And I can't say too much because I'm being watched.
Oh, I see.
Already.
Well, before you start, Danny, if you're watching, the link to this Hangout is on the communities. I'm trying to text you, and it's sort of like, why am I texting you? I can just tell you if you're watching.
Just talk to him. He's listening.
Yeah. There you go. The link is on the Hangout. So just go to the link is on the Hangouts. No, the link to this Hangout is on the communities. That's where you go.
Speaking of people we don't talk to very often, I was chatting to Carwin. Going to try and join us someday before his departure for Hong Kong.
All right, go ahead, Lou. Lou. Sorry, Phil.
Phil.
You two look so much alike. You could be brothers, actually.
Phil's the handsome one. I don't have headphones.
Oh dear.
Well, with that, how can you respond to that, there, Phil?
I just can't. Yes, I am completely befuddled now. With the Millennium Falcon, there's not been much progress made. I've been waiting on delivery of a switched battery holder for it, so I sort of worked out what circuit I'm going to use, but it's still on the breadboard at the moment. And I want to use, I want to try and use the coin batteries instead, so down to 6 volts rather than a 9 volt. But I ordered the coin volt switched battery holders. It's got to be three weeks ago now. Still haven't seen them, so I may have to chase up on that. So it's sort of stalled on the Millennium Falcon. In the meantime,
Falcon to build before you're done.
Yeah. In the meantime, I went to WH Smith's and I picked up this. Is that the right way around for everyone, by the way?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Yeah. So magazine. Basically, it's
They're nice books.
£9.49, and you get a very nice little 70-second scale kit out of it.
Interesting.
Which you have to build up. They did a few small mods, but very nicely detailed for its size and price. Let's see if I can share. I've got some pictures.
Were those Airfix kits?
No, this was actually IBG. Never heard them before, but let's just bring that up. So a bit of an in-progress picture. The only thing I had to do was replace the trough for the aerial, and replace the aerial because that was the only thing that really didn't. It sort of took it away from it. And I hollowed out the exhausts, and on the dry sprockets I just used a Dremel just to hollow them out, because the running gear and tracks are all molded as one. But it, see, I hollowed out the machine guns as well.
Wow.
But it's actually quite a nice 70-second scale, yeah.
I would consider myself doing well just to hollow out the main gun, let alone the machine gun.
And that's pretty much when it was done. The the number decal on this side curled up and destroyed itself, so I actually hand painted those numbers on.
Probably more accurate.
Amazing.
A lot of fiddling and fussing between going to between the white and then the background grey, and I just whacked some flory washes on it too, and gave it a dry brush with Vallejo steel just to give it that metallic look. Oh, and did the rust effects on the exhausts.
Nice.
And I'm quite pleased with how that turned out, considering it was a nice, quick, less than a week build. Sort of a what you call a mojo restorer.
I'll need those.
So there we go. Yeah, that's really all I've been doing since the last Hangout, where I didn't attend because I had someone from Virgin Media redo all me internet and that.
Mm-hmm.
Replacing my router.
It seems to be working much better.
Yeah.
Does seem to be. Most of the stuttering comes from the fact that I'm using a very old computer, so.
Didn't hear what you said.
I beg your pardon, eh?
We didn't hear what you said.
Yeah, I was saying that the most of the stuttering on the system comes from the computer deciding it's going to go 100% on the processor. Right. It's an old computer. One day I'll get myself a newer one. Really, that's it for me. I wasn't that far wrong when I was going to say I got nothing.
Well, thanks, Phil, for that. I'm glad. Well, your image, your pictures are coming in a lot cleaner than they did before. So what they did was good work. So thank you. And I got to catch up with George here. We were talking about putting the Union flag on the charger. He says the Austin Powers charger. That's what it'll be called.
Yes.
He also said that, did you ever see a picture with Godzilla swimming under the Titanic with his back fin sticking up like an iceberg? Well, maybe like Jaws. And that would be kind of cute too. Cat's missing another whisker, he says. Is that true there, Phil?
Not this time. Not this time. Couldn't get near the cat. Too many claws.
Yeah, you remembered the last one.
Oh, all right, very good. And do a screen share of the community cover for the Google Plus community. That was earlier was Dave's ship. This is going to be Ba. I don't know what his name is. Ba. He's a Canadian who does a really interesting work. He's done a lot of wired up, talking about LEDs and the like. He's wired up a lot of starships and the like, and he does an interesting job of lighting models. And he did this ship, the Scharnhorst.
Yep.
I think the anchors
German.
are a bit out of scale.
I was thinking the same thing, Phil. Yes.
I think that's part of the stand. I do believe this. Well, this is the picture that I used as the. There's other pictures that he posted on the community of different shots. I just happen to like this one because it showed more of the detailed work that he did.
You can only decide which way to aim his guns.
Right.
Just aim it all over.
Well, it is a battleship. I guess defense of the fence or whatever. Anyway, this is his build for the community build. And this is very nautical this past week because I just found, everybody's doing nautical work right now. So there's that. And moving on forward, I have, Liam, you got anything to share? Or did you share that with Bernie?
No. Well, that was just an aside thing with Bernie. But no, again, as always, I'm slowly going forward with this Enterprise through where I'm at now with it. So I've got the final primer.
Ah.
So not looking that clean on there. These are sanding, but that as you remember started out as that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I finally got it to that stage. All the wiring in the main hull is done. Spaghetti here hanging at the bottom, which I have to then try and fit down through the neck of this. And the nacelles are also completed now, other than the front piece has to go on, but everything's sealed up. And again, she's in a primer. Slow progress. The big challenge now is going to be getting everything down through that engineering hull.
Hold that saucer up again there. Hold that saucer up. Okay. On the underside too. Let's see the underside. You see all those wires?
Yeah.
Those wires operate one light. So be careful, kids.
There's a bit more than one light. You've got the nav wires, you've got the internal lighting, and you have the strobe, which is the front. So it's three separate.
It's only important that you know this.
Three separate.
Well, yeah, and that's why you've got all those little bits of tape.
3 lights. That's for 3 lights.
Yeah.
That's rad nest is for 3 lights. Okay.
And then there's an extension which goes down, and there's more indicators for what's there. So it's a lot of wiring, and again, it's all that wrapping wire glue. So it's a lot more compact than the other stuff would be. But it's getting a question, and I've had an argument with someone this week that the fault in this kit is that which someone claims they have a version of the kit that it's the right way around. Now I have 2 of these kits. One was an original release, one's a re-release, and both of them are exactly the same with the wrong. That should be here.
Yes.
It's bad. If anyone watching is aware of a kit that's correct, I would like to know, because I would contact Revell and ask them for a replacement.
Okay.
So if anyone watches the video,
also the star's too big, but other than that,
I know.
I have one from the first issue of the kit up in the loft. I'll go and have a look.
If you could check, Randall, otherwise I think it's the re-release copy of the kit has a set of color instructions. The original set is just the usual Revell black and white instructions. The color release version, which I have as well, is supposed to have the replacement, but mine doesn't. So it's a bit of an odd one, but if anyone can check if they have one.
It could be from the mirrored universe.
Yeah, there you go.
That joke's been done, Nanny. That was been passed before. That was the previous hangout. We got that one. Yeah, I know. It's such a stupid mistake.
but then again, you don't have the goatee, so
Yeah, I know, and I mean, and it's as bad as the Death Star trenches on the Enterprise. Really is completely
yeah.
mad. There you go. Yeah.
You know what you could do to mock both Star Wars and Star Trek? Do a little diorama of a couple of X-wings trying to do a trench run on that saucer section, and just put one of these things just doesn't belong here, kind of thing.
No, it's crazy.
And then take a picture of it and send it to Revel on their Twitter and Facebook. Just to poke it at them, like, get it right, morons.
Actually, you could do a take a film clip of the actual Star Wars movie and then show the trench run and then like pull back the camera and then fade it into a picture of the saucer there.
Yep.
If only I had time.
Yeah.
The only other thing I wanted to mention, Jack, was if anyone...
For you to get some time to do all this, maybe you should get a job and not get out of retirement. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Well, I am. I was working every 5 days this week, so it's farcical. There you go. But that's
there you go. Oh, yeah, you're doing that partial thing because you're required to, I guess.
Yeah. Well, it's covering leave, and it's a nice little extra few pounds, so I'm not complaining. I just want to mention one other thing. I don't know what the opinion is about airbrushes. This whole argument about buy the most expensive harder and steam deck or
honestly, I've got like 15 different airbrushes, and let me just tell you this. Yeah, buy the one from One Hung Lo China on eBay. If it does its job and you're happy with it, with the results you get, that's it. That's all you need to do. I mean,
this is an Amazon UK one, which is £27 now. I have used it. I didn't know it was going to be like. It came with a hose. It came with a quick release connector. It came with
the moisture trap. Yeah.
It comes with a 2mm, a 3mm, and a 5mm.
That right there is a good little airbrush. Yeah. I've got a couple of those. One I only use for polyurethane because it's very harsh on your O-ring seals and stuff. Yeah. Just make sure that the cleaner you're using is airbrush safe. Other than that, go ham. Doesn't matter.
I use an ultrasonic.
I'm doing.
Shouldn't be dunking mine in acetone. Is that what you're saying?
Dear God, man, do not make me come and hunt you down like a T-1000. Do not. Trust me. You probably buy O-rings like a crazy man.
Saying that, Lou, I wish I had some acetone at the minute. I left the paint longer than I should have in a brush and ended up, you can see the inside out.
Yeah, I just give a weekly bath in this. And
I'm giving you both a double Picard meme. Sorry, you're getting a double Picard meme there.
I'm usually very diligent, Danny. But
it's all good. We all have our bad days.
That's a Picard and Riker.
Yeah, it's just a Picard Riker meme. Yep, right there. It's just a.
I can't say anything. I never use an airbrush.
I've actually put my airbrush down, and I'm learning to wet blend more now. I'm mostly doing like a diorama and burst figurines right now. I've got one of Erwin Rommel that I just ordered, and it's supposed to be here in I think like 2 weeks and change. And it's very detailed. I mean, the thing was like $200 when I to buy it as a pre-order, and so I'm learning to wet blend skin tones and stuff right now, and that is a pain in the ass.
If you're looking for any of the models, always check AliExpress or Alibaba because
that's right. That's where I found this Erwin Rommel burst. He's wearing his dress uniform, hat, and everything else and whatnot, and it's a nice burst. It really is a really nice burst, and I'm going to take my time doing it because I've also got a Field Marshal Montgomery one, and I'm trying to find me a decent one of Patton, but that's like trying to find rocking horse shit. It really is. Because I want to do a series where I'm dedicating it to my World War II heroes. And I've already got a Mad Jack Churchill on order as well. That one's pretty cool. It even comes with a little mini bow and arrow that you can put behind it, which is kind of cool. But yeah, as it comes to... Hey, Jack, how you doing? How you doing?
I'm doing good. You got
Long time no see. Long time no see. I finally figured out what the problem was. It was Firefox. So I switched over to Google Chrome and it let me in straight away. So there you go.
Oh, there you go. There you go. All right.
But yeah, I'm mostly doing figurines and that right now for myself. So that's what I'm doing right now.
All right. Very cool. Very cool. How is that it for you there, Liam? Okay, cool. We'll stop by again, Danny, but I got to get these other suspects out of the way too. And Randall's, he's got the patience of Job. It's to the biblical proportions, actually. Because I was going to have him on earlier. But sometimes when I put him on first, he doesn't know how to act. So now we put him down towards where he's usually used to, near the end of the show.
He's used to being at the end of everything, yeah.
What are you doing? Your room is getting more and more crowded, from what I can tell.
Tell me about it. I'm fighting a losing battle here, trying to keep the junk out of it. But
are you trying to get crowded in so much so the cat doesn't come around anymore?
No, the cat still comes in, but he just gets lost now and then.
At least they're not pulling his whiskers like Phil.
Oh yeah, I haven't got that bad yet. No, still his whiskers are still left alone.
Well, the cat shouldn't come in here and judge me.
Oh, we're not judging you. We're just having fun with you. Just like
that cat doesn't have to come in here to judge me. He judges me everywhere.
Well, yes, this is true.
Especially when I don't feed him quickly enough.
What do you do?
Anyway, working away on my Wii Falcon.
Ah, yes. You're having more success than I am with the 72 scale Falcon. Thanks.
Oh, that's small.
Now you're embarrassing me. Yes.
And despite my best efforts, the lights still work and the engines.
Welcome to my world.
Give it a whack. It is the Falcon. You're just going to hit it right like Han.
That's at the minute, but you can still just about make out the individual lights through there. Not terribly straight either, but
tiny.
Inspired by Jack's efforts with his individual LEDs, so I went with one big LED and lots of fiber optics instead.
You keep telling everybody that I inspired you. I'm going to have to start a religion now. You know that.
First Church of Jack.
Yep.
It's a nice weekend. Unfortunately, I've got a bit of a seam line there at the back of the cockpit. So.
Plastic putty.
Yeah, plastic putty, milliput. I hate to recommend them, but GW's green stuff. You can get it in a premix in a jar, and you just brush it on.
Yeah, get some Marcella in there.
Or Tamiya, or you can use Tamiya's putty and then just use their thinner to thin it down.
I think this will be a lot easier. Just squeeze it in there and wipe off the excess.
Yep. There you go. Or you could just go the old cheap route and get yourself a bit of cork and just, corking and just do that one.
Spit persuasion. How's that?
Or blue tack, plasticine, you name it, whatever just crams in there.
Toothpaste, I hear works.
Boogers.
Yeah. It makes things smell minty, I guess, after a while.
Have you tried earwax?
Yeah, earwax. You can make your own then.
I tried that. I tried that once as a kid. Didn't taste nice.
Really worked well.
I guess that's one way to stopping a cat from eating your model kits, I guess. You can also try that no chew spray, I guess, after, that might work. Sadly, it didn't save my Panzer III. My Staffordshire Bull Terrier chewed it to pieces, so.
There you go. LED and fiber optics installed. Look at that. He's even got text on his.
Except he spelled fiber wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's how the French spell it. What's this French spelling?
What's a fibre?
Fibre.
Excuse me, it's Fibry.
It's the Queen's English American people.
It's the off-brand of Febreze.
Yeah.
You got a nice smelling Millennium Falcon.
So when you
Just doesn't smell so good.
Need to spell it.
Maybe Chewie dropped one in the refresher, and he just has to hit it with Fabry to make the place smell nice. There you go.
Now, you'll all be asking, what does this have to do with scale modeling and Randall's rendition of the Millennium Falcon? Absolutely nothing. That's why we're talking about.
Absolutely nothing.
That's when you know I'm arrived.
Yeah. Okay, speak.
Yeah, here's the. Where did it disappear to? Can you see anything?
We're looking at your Falcon.
Oh, there we are. Yeah.
Oh, still working despite my best efforts. Look at that. He's got subtitles. That's good.
One of these coin batteries.
Really?
Apparently, Phil can't get one of those. So
Yes. Still waiting for my switched battery holders.
Liam, why did you go for the white, not the blue?
Sorry, who?
You mean Randall?
Because it's a New Hope, and the New Hope one was white.
Yep. Well, Phil just answered your question there, James.
You've got to superimpose a picture of Han doing his smug look,
Oh yeah.
right in the lower corner,
Wait till the new movie comes out and you find out there's a dazzling purple.
I wouldn't be at all surprised. It would be just like something they would do.
Mm.
I think I had something else to show you. What else was there? Oh yeah, the Lou inspired source of the fiber optics.
Yes.
Yes.
Hard to be.
Yep.
Oh, I'd have to get in my DeLorean and go back to the 70s to get something like that.
But it's still
That's
FIBRE.
Yeah.
It's probably
Cheap
college
source of fiber
days when you were trying to impress your future to be wife, Oh, look at this. I got one of these, fiber optic lamps. So look at change colors. Oh, I'll marry you. You're so good.
It's next to my lava lamp.
Honey,
Yeah.
why is,
You know
honey,
what?
why
I
is
need
the
to get a
fiber
lava
optic
lamp.
lamp getting smaller?
Oh no, don't worry. The house ain't going to burn down. It's just covered in shag carpet everywhere. It's not like it's a fire hazard.
Yeah. Life's cheap and then you die.
Yep.
That's pretty much what I've been doing. Is finally getting the thing assembled.
Cannibalizing fiber optic lamps. That's what you've been doing.
Primed it with matte black and then just lightly sprayed it with.
He's been doing tedious work, and it looks good. Really does. Really does.
So you're just gonna put a wash on it and wipe it down to dirty it
A
up?
wash on it, and then a few streaks here and there. Unlike the PG Falcon that you have to do your own battle damage cutting into it. I don't know if you can make it out there.
Yeah, they got the pock marks already done.
Yeah. And this one here, I had to do it myself, which with very fine pointed Dremel and a grinding bit.
Very, very carefully, because you only got to slip a bit.
Oh
You
yeah.
have extra battle damage you really didn't want.
Well,
Yep.
that's just it. I just try to do it nice and clean and end up with battle damage.
Not to mention if you do really slip badly, you could add a bit of battle damage to your own fingers.
Yeah.
But at least the blood would simulate the rust streaks.
Well, you heal. I mean, come on.
Oh yeah. Oh, well, while the blood's spilling out, I'll use some of it.
That's where those red plates came from.
Yep. So apart from that, that's me. I've been doing
No,
what-
that's you. Okay. All right. I just want to quickly go over what I
take a month. What Lou takes a day to do.
Ah.
You know something? I wanted to check out some LEDs, and I went to my supplier, the Colorful Place 888. It's a Chinese outfit. And I have to admit, they don't have anything. And I thought, well, why don't they have anything? Oh, today's their New Year's, or yesterday was their New Year's. They take off like a month for their New Year's. The Chinese do, that is.
Yeah, you got to get out.
So I bought these switches, and they're look at this, April 3rd.
Yeah.
Where did March go?
Oh, that's Chinese New Year's.
Chinese New Year's. This was a kicker that I got at stateside, and I got these switches too. So these have the blue little LED light on them, and these ones don't have any light on them. And again, an April 4th thing. Welcome. That sounds dirty. Anyway, I got this. That adapter for 2 amps. This is because my burners on my 72 scale Falcon is 1 amp. I can't do any. I had to find one of these. So this is going to be delivered too. So this is what I'm actually, again, this is the waiting game, and this is all for the stand. This is for the stand, and I did get these. These were stateside, and I'm going to show you. This is actually pretty cool. So let's go over here. Turn on my. Oh heck! What did I do here? I've got my bars crossed. So I got them connected to my power supply. And when you turn these on, they glow. They glow. I mean, this is the whole button that glows. And I got them in different colors, the amber, green, blue, and then, of course, this red. So I just bought all of these. I think they're all the same size. I think they're still all made in China. They're all the same size, because I'm going to put on-off buttons on the stand, which means I can probably put a switch on my Katinga that I made built up about 2 or 3 years, about 3 years ago, maybe 4. Oh my God, I've been in that hobby this long, and I'm not in a rubber room yet. So that's the kind of thing I'm doing, and I think I showed the frame of the stand, and I did a little bit of puttying on the corners, see if I can make it a little more solid. I bought plexiglass for it, and now I'm just going to try to get Matt to do a graphic and print my own LCARs, basically a star field with the Star Wars emblem at the bottom of it, and then light the base up. So I'm looking to get all this done probably in this lifetime. I'll probably get done. So anyway, I don't have the Falcon here right now. It's downstairs in the basement. I did some priming on it. The lights are so bright in it that I have light leaks. Not in the seams. I have no light leaks in the seams of this thing, but it's coming through the plastic.
Yeah.
So I had put a couple layers of primer on it. Now we got to test it and see if it's well enough to do, and I'm just gonna get moving on this stand. But I'd like to get like I said, the transparency of a star field and backlight it. That would be a lot of fun. But that's it. That's really it. I'm actually threatening to start. I got on my CAD software because during the week I'm too tired to really put glue to plastic, and so I get on my CAD and maybe do an hour's worth of CAD drafting. I'm not going to reveal what that is. I want it to be somewhat a surprise when I don't actually have anything to show. Actually, I'm just putzing with some ideas on it, but I am going to make something very in the same universe as the Daedalus. I'll give you that much. That I made, that I have on my Facebook page, and also tax time is here, which means I might be able to get my 3D printer, something I've been wanting for a very long time. And also I'm threatening to do my naval build too, my nautical naval build, and of course I've been showing you this off a lot, the USS Hornet. Yeah, build this up. And see where it goes. So That's where I'm at. And without further ado, how you doing there, Danny? So have you put glue to plastic? But you're not. You're doing figures. Can you share something?
I'm doing figures. I'm also doing an orc army for Warhammer 40,000. This is a commission I'm doing. It's like 4,000 plus points. So I'm sick and tired of painting green right now. So is my airbrush.
On. Yeah, I see the green headphones. So,
pretty much.
You got those.
One of the orc helicopters that they have, and yeah. And then this is one of the main characters and whatnot. And the person emailed me and they said, "Oh, I want these specific colors, this, that, and the other." And I'm like, "Someone please just kill me."
I sure hope he's not watching.
Who said it's not easy when you're green?
I think that was a Ninja Turtle being pushed into a blender. I'm also waiting on tax returns. I'm waiting on tax returns to get to me, so hopefully I'll be able to get my hands finally on the 1/35th scale Tamiya Tiger 2 to add to my German armor collection. I just recently finished the Jagd Tiger, but that's in a different room, and I don't want to wake up half the house to go get it, kind of thing. But I'm missing the Tiger 2 from my collection, so the Konens Tiger. So once I get that, my German armor collection will damn near be complete. So I'll be a happy chap, and then I'll start to work on the British army, on the British armor. Yay! 6 different variants of the Valentine. Boo! Kind of thing. And don't even get me started on the Churchill tank. Jeez. But yeah.
Does the Russian Lend-Lease one count?
Yes, the Churchill Mark IV. Yes, it does, unfortunately. But yes, I've also been getting ready to move. I'm getting ready to move back to the UK. Yeah. So yeah, I've got a whole bunch of things going on right now. I've got to finish off this orc commission, and I've got another commission to do after that, but the owner hasn't told me what it is yet. He's literally just said, "Once you're done with that orcs, I've got another commission for you." And I'm like, "Okay, great. Tell me what it is so I can pre-order the paints." And he's like, "I don't know what it is yet." And I'm like, "What do you mean you don't know what it is yet? I haven't made up my mind yet." Oh, great.
Yeah, I see how you are. Carwin is moving to Hong Kong and you're moving back to the UK. I see how you guys are. Yeah, I see that.
But like I said, I'm moving back to the UK just for a while because my grandmother, she's not doing too good. So I'm moving back there to spend time with her before she becomes one with the Force, as they say. And I get to see my daughter too and whatnot. And then I'll be coming back here to the States and whatnot. So I'm officially an expat. So the maximum I can stay in England is 90 days, and the buggers kick me out. So
I don't understand that. How does that work? I mean, the Queen doesn't want you around or something?
No, I renounced my British citizenship when I became a US citizen. So literally, when I go back to England, I'm going back on an American passport, which means they go, "You got 90 days, and you got to get the hell out."
Well, you better pick up some American accent so it's convincing.
It's weird because I actually went to an official IPF, a professional model builders tournament thing. Dear God, I thought we were bad about Star Trek models. These guys are nuts about anything that's in their category.
Yeah.
I swear I saw one judge with a magnifying glass actually counting the rivets on one tank. And I was like, I got to get out of this hobby before I die of stress, I mean, it was bad. Real bad. This judge is like, well, clearly you didn't use Jaguar E Green J blah blah on the Tamiya color chart, and I'm like, of course not. It's a Ferrari. It should be Ferrari red. No. And then the car guys are like, "Did you do the wiring on it?" Yeah, I'm going to wire an entire car as if it's the real bloody McCoy. I'm having a hard enough time trying to rewire my Chevy truck. No thanks. No thanks. but yeah, other than that, I'm working part time. You know, doing these commission stuff, and it's just why I haven't really been in much of the hangouts or whatnot. And hopefully, knock on wood, that's going to change here soon in the next couple of weeks. I'll be, making more of an effort to poke you guys in the ribs and be annoying, pretty much.
Oh, okay.
Being my cheerful self,
Okay, very well. We're very cool. I'm glad to see you, and you're doing well.
Thank you, my man.
And actually, you look like you lost a little bit of weight.
I've lost 50-something pounds since I switched to my new diet because of a health scare I had. Basically I went in for my checkup because I'm over 40 now, and so the doctor had to stick his finger up my hoo-ha, and he felt something that wasn't right.
You have a hoo-ha?
I have a hoo-ha, and so I had a bit of a cancer scare, and knock on wood, I'm clear. As far as I know, I'm clear. But
Okay.
the doctor said I got to change my diet and add more quinoa and all this other weird, hard to pronounce stuff into my diet. And I'm like, no thanks. Give me the damn hamburgers. If I'm going to die of something, I want to die happy, But yeah, so
See you later, Liam. I was waving to Liam. He's going.
take it easy, Liam.
Rolling to the wayside. So we do have to wrap this up pretty quick.
No problem.
I still got one more person to speak to, and I want to say that. Actually, I want to say that. Well, I don't want to say that you're not the best for last, but lately we've been making fun of Jamie. That's why he's the best for last. I see the Enterprise is not behind you. So which trash bin is it in right now?
It's not actually. It's just downstairs. I'm going to put it up for sale, that one. But the good news is,
well, you know what they say: one man's trash is another man's gold.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with the model, Jack. The model's perfect. It just looks right.
I'm just making fun.
I know. Thanks to Bernie Cottrell, I've managed to snag myself another toss, so all's not too lost.
Yeah, you missed Bernie.
Supposed to know that.
Hey?
We weren't supposed to know that.
He was on earlier.
Oh yeah, he was on earlier.
Yeah, I just missed him, but it's a big shout out to him because he did me a good price on the toss. So thanks to him, I've managed to get myself another coming. So luckily, be third time lucky with the lights this time. But so I had a bit of a lull. Then the computer had an update on Windows 10, and it crashed because I couldn't get the passcode, so I had to reinstall the whole computer again. So that wasn't too good. And then I decided to have a little bit of a break because the toss really did my head in, and decided to go until I start the next toss to go back and just not light anything, to just build a model. So I've been working on the Reliant, and I was looking at the paint job on the Reliant, and there's not much of a paint job on the Reliant, and everybody seems to, the two panels on the front, they're just like a opaque green color. And I thought, well, do I want to make it exactly like what it says in the instructions, or have a bit of a play around and do a bit of, extra painting to it? So what I've come up with was, this is what I've done so far. But what I came up with was give it a bit of colour. So I've done this.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing that sneezes out there.
Yeah, and on the engines, I've managed to do this. I don't know if you can see this. Okay. Is it?
Oh yeah, you've defined the detail in it with
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I've done on this, and I'm just starting to do outside.
Is that the original or a repop?
No, this is the repop.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to give you a heads up on the repop. Be careful when you're doing the roll bar. It has a fit issue because I've got that kit and I'm in the middle of doing mine is the mirrored universe, evil version where it's all yellow and whatnot instead. Because I feel the ship needs more color too. I had a really bad warping issue to the point where I had to literally take the entire roll bar and dunk it in a bucket of hot water just to get the plastic to come back. It might have been a bad mold for me. You might not have that issue. I'm just giving you a heads up. Be careful when it comes to the roll bar.
You may not be. That bit.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
The roll bar that goes over the top.
What I actually did with that, I too had the same problem.
The back section and the actual top butt with the torpedo launcher in it. Yeah, that whole top bit there was all bent and out of shape and everything else. And I'm like, it honestly looked like, and I'm not being horrible to large men and women, but it honestly looked like a fat man had fell on my model kit and squished it.
The other problem you have with this is when you fit it
I wasn't anywhere near your model kit.
There's such a tight spring in it. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
You can't, when you're gluing it down, you literally, I tried fitting it first, and one end would come up, that end would come up. And what I did, I got the curvature size of what this was, and then I slowly heated the plastic from the back end all the way around there, and then twisted it in and held it for a few minutes, and when it cooled off, it actually set.
Nice. Yes. Yeah, that back section with the hanger bays and your roll bar, they have a really bad fit issue. It's why there's certain model kit, quote unquote professional model kit builders out there that refuse to even touch the Reliant model kit because it's just a pain in the arse.
But that's a tip for anybody. If you're going to do this, then just what you need is one of these. I'll show you exactly what I used. I used one of these on a very, very faint heat.
Oh, yeah, butane heater. Yeah.
And I very, very low, and I just basically held the piece, like bent it, and just went along it like that until it started heating up, and I took the heat away and just held it, and it just reset itself. It just fitted on.
Lucky bugger. Yeah, I literally tried everything from bunging it in the oven for, on a low setting for like maybe 10-20 minutes to get the plastic to really soften up, and it just did not want to work to the point where me and Carwin come up with a complete redesign of it, and I just junked the roll bar and redesigned it so it looked like it had like a spinal armor to the top part of it. I would love to get it, but again, it's in another room, and it looks. I mean, you plug it in, the warp cells light up and everything else and whatnot, and like I said, the roll bar was so bad, I just junked it, and then spent like a day and a half just using milliput to milliput in the gaps from where the roll bar would go across. But other than that, be careful with the roll bar because you will be pulling your hair out with that bloody thing, because it is a royal pain in the arse and it does not offer a reach around. Trust me.
The other bit I've done so far is this bit. Well, I've not finished it, but
that's the roll bar. That's the part I was telling you about. You're gonna have. I had nothing but fit issues with that. So
it's just evil, I tell you.
It is. Whoever designed that, whatever bastard designed that at Paramount, or needs to be taken outside and beaten to death with a slipper.
That would have been idling.
Probably why the first time the filming miniature made an appearance in the Star Trek: The Next Generation, the roll bar had gone by that stage.
Yeah, because even they agreed it was like, this is too torturous for our poor model kit.
But also on these, so they're nearly ready.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of aftermarket resin kits you can get that replace those little intersections so you can put LEDs in them and whatnot. And
yeah, that would have been.
I'm not going there until I get back onto the TOS again. I'm just building it as a straightforward model.
Or you could just buy two and make the Stargazer.
That's true.
Yeah.
Blue, have you finished those? Just wanted to find out if you'd have finished those masks yet. Well, like I said to you, I need the ones for the TOS, and I need the ones for the new ship you're doing.
Franklin.
Yeah.
I've got them done, but I haven't written up the instructions and stuff, so that's probably what I'm going to try to do. Because I know the kits are on the water from China because they wanted to get them out of China before New Year's hit. So
yeah,
those should be out. Those should be out in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I'm just trying to save me some posts on the two sets. Instead of just
I know. I got your name right here.
Just ask it. But it was cool. That was all.
Yeah.
Work.
Jack, I threw a link up in the Hangout chat that I figured might help you for you guys that are doing TOS model kits. It's basically the original toggle switches that they used on the bridge that light up and that yeah, that guy has them. I figured that would look nice on the base for you, you know, kind of thing, retro kind of thing for you guys.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I got more switches than models now.
There you go.
Because I got like about 30 or 40 of them coming to me. I think
that's it, Jack.
I don't, so if you need a switch, I have them all, I guess.
There you go. But I figured that
would that be
nice.
other Mr. Jamie?
Yes, that's all I've done at the moment, Jack. So we're getting back into it. So slowly.
All right, very cool. So you're not yet. You know, about a month ago, you look like you were going to hang yourself.
Mm.
So it looks like you came from the to the other side of that dark tunnel. So good to see that you're seeing light, and you're turn away from the light, Carolyn. Walk away.
I've been doing it over 30 years, so it's kind of like you do lose your mojo now and again when something happens like that, but you get back.
Yeah. Well, you know, I have to say, working all this wonderful overtime, I got all this money and no time to spend it. Anyway, I'd like to thank everyone for joining us today, and I'd like to thank Heath. He stopped by earlier, and of course Bernie showing us what he's up to as far as circuit boards. So if you're just joining us and don't know what I'm talking about, roll it back once it gets posted, and then you'll see what I'm talking about. Bernie and his circuit boards, as well as Liam. Thank you for stopping by, Liam and Bob. Bob is going to have a good time down in San Antonio, Texas, with the IPMS show that's going on down there. And who else passed out? That was Wayne. Wayne also, the disembodied modeler. He was here too, showing us still another tank and telling us all about it. Again, roll it back if you want to see. And also I want to thank, what's your name again? Danny. I haven't seen you so long, I forgot your name. Thanks for, was that a bird I felt up my hoo-ha? So anyway, thanks for stopping by, Mister. It's nice seeing you. You're doing much better. You look better than you had the last time I seen you.
Thank you, my man. I feel it, and thank you to everyone.
What I meant by losing weight, it was this finger is what was meant by. You know what that is. So,
she's out of my life. Yes.
She's out of your hoo-ha. Okay.
Yeah, she's out of my hoo-ha. That's for sure. Yeah.
Thanks for stopping by. I hope to see more of you, and the best of wishes and thoughts to your grandma and the like. And I hope you get to see her soon.
I do.
And
too.
also, Dave.
Yeah.
Should I send you over some rubber for your walls?
Maybe.
Yeah. Thanks for stopping by and showing us that you too can have a sale.
Yes.
And also, Jamie, thank you for stopping by also, albeit late, and sharing what you have. And of course, it's not in the trash bin. Thank you. And also, Lou, as always, your punish humor, you and Randall. I don't know what to do with you two. I don't know. I seem to like both your brands. You have different brands of humor. Anyways, very nice. Thank you. And also, Phil, thank you for stopping by. And it's that whatever it was looking over your shoulder is no longer looking over your shoulder. Oh, there. Okay, got it. You got to put LEDs in those lights. Eyes, I should say. LEDs in those eyes.
Little fangs.
Zombie panda.
Yeah, it's zombie panda, right?
Zombie panda is watching you.
And also, Randall, of course, as always, the best for last. Thank you for stopping by too. And Jim has not been with us. He wasn't with us just because he has a birthday on Tuesday. And I said, "You're old enough. You're still old enough to have the birthday parties. I mean, or not? I don't know. Anyway, he's not going to be here.
Have a happy childhood."
But he's got sisters, though. That's the thing. Like you, Lou, he's got sisters.
You're never old enough to know better.
I said earlier, the birthday I want to celebrate is the one where I get my free bus pass.
That's something to celebrate. Yes, of course. But he won't be here tomorrow either on the Sunday Hangout. But I wish him well. He seems very, very well. I talked to him last night. He seems well, and he seems looking forward to his birthday. And also tomorrow we're going to, on the Sunday Hangout, we're going to talk about cutting tools like the X-Actos, like shaping tools and the like. And just, I don't know. I mean, I'm very much a novice. I hope that you all with experience or some experience. I know Jay said he'll stop by because he's a cornucopia of experience actually.
James would be natural for that, for all the paper he cuts.
Well, that would be Jim.
Yeah, James. I call him James. You call him Jim.
Okay. But you know what? It's really funny because I called him James for the longest time. He kind of pulled me aside at one time. He says, you know, all my friends call me Jim.
Well, why does this stupid name come up James then when I cursor over his face?
He's Canadian. He doesn't know any better. Come on.
I just go, hey, you know, if that's the name you want to put up, you know, that's the name I'm going to call you.
I agree. I mean, it's kind of weird calling Danny Daniel, but that's, you know.
Mm-hmm. Well, Danny comes up as Danny.
Anyway, and everybody over at the live chat too. Ken Skiffington stopped by. Of course, I think he's making excuses. That would be Dirk. He says his camera don't work, and
he just doesn't show up on video. He's like a vampire.
He hasn't had his Botox treatment yet, so I think that's what the reason is. And also, of course, Bob stopped in a little bit on a live chat too. And also, my fave, George. Thanks for stopping by, George. And Darwin.
Hi, George.
Yes, Darwin showed up. This is the first time I've seen Darwin come by. He's mostly on the Facebook. I think he is only on the Facebook community. But anyway, thank you all. For stopping by even at the live chat, even though the live chat wasn't exactly lively today, but I tried to conclude you all in there. You're welcome. You're welcome, George. Great show as usual. Well, you got bad taste. Anyway, we'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow. And happy modeling till then. Bye.